Hey, hi all. Welcome back to BRR Knowledge Center. So in this today's session, we are going to talk about classes in TypeScript. So as like in other programming languages like .NET, Java, and Python, so we have a classes concept in TypeScript as well. So these classes are the fundamental entities which we are going to use it to create reusable components. So when we talk about classes, like it is nothing but a template wherein you are going to have different values of different data types. Okay, in the OOPS concept, like in object-oriented programming languages, right? So we're going to use these classes for reusability. Okay, so it is a group of objects which we have common properties in terms of OOPS. We can say class is a template or a blueprint for creating an object. So it is going to having fields, members, and methods instead of class. Okay, maybe sometimes we have a constructors or nested classes or interfaces. Okay, so using this the fields or methods or constructors, right, we're going to implement object oriented program using TypeScript. So y- any language, if it is supporting classes and reusable concepts, then it becomes object oriented programming. So it support object oriented programming features like classes, interfaces, polymorphism, data binding. Okay, so in JavaScript, ES5 or earlier versions did not support these classes, but TypeScript supports this feature from ES6 and later versions of JavaScript syntax. So TypeScript built-in support for using classes because it is based on ES6 version of JavaScript. So many developers use this class-based object-oriented programming languages and compile them into JavaScript, which works across all major browsers and platforms. Okay, so let me write on the definition of this classes. So class is nothing but container or template or blueprint, right, for creating objects. In object-oriented programming languages like .NET, Java, right, classes are the fundamental, right, entities which are used to create reusable components. So it is a group of objects which have common properties. It is a group of objects which have common properties. So a class definition can contain the following properties. One is fields, right? This is something we talk about a variable declaration. We're going to do it. Second one is methods, which basically represents the functions and methods for the object. Third thing is constructors, which we use it for initializing the object in memory. And sometimes we may have a nested classes and interfaces, right? It means a class can contain another class. These are the main components inside of a class in the TypeScript. Okay. So if you look at the syntax, we are going to use, right? We are going to use class keyword to create classes in TypeScript. Okay. So syntax is I'm going to use class keyword, right? Class, and this is the class name, curly braces open. Here you can say a fields, methods, like that. For example, I'm going to create student class. So as part of this, my fields are student ID, right, of type number, student name of type string. Okay, this way I'm going to create my class. And of course, I may have a constructor or method. Let me create a constructor, right, of in this case like ID, which is of number, and name of string. So instead of this, I'm going to assign the fields, right? So I'm going to use this dot SID equal to ID, right? This dot SName equal to name. So this is a keyword which refers the current class. Okay, this is my sample class. Class student, these are the fields, and this is the method or constructor which is going to take two parameters. And with that, I'm going to initialize my words and variables using these values that I'm going to pass during the initialization. Okay, and along with that, I'm going to have a function like grade is a function. I'm going to write it of string type, right? This is a function I'm going to write it, right? I'm just or else I'm going to display this function. Display student info, the function. Okay. Display student info is a function which is going to, return, right? String, which is going to return a string. Return, as I mentioned, string, hence return, right? So student ID, where is the student ID? This dot SID plus space plus student name plus this dot is name. That's it. So this is just returning student information back to the calling area. So that's TypeScript compiler converts the above class right into JavaScript once you use TSC. Okay, and that class may be right. On the JavaScript it start with the var student is so and so. We'll see that like how it is going to convert this stuff. Okay, so let me go back to my Visual Studio Coder and see like how I'm going to look at new class demo.ts. So class student, this is my class. First parameter is number of SID and SName, this is of string. Constructor, I'm going to have it, right, of ID and name parameters I'm expecting. Once it is received, I'm going to just say is ID and SName equal to name. Okay. Now along with that, I'm going to have a function display student info, right, which is going to return a string type. So return student ID, right, of this thing plus this dot SID plus space student name plus this dot SName. This is my simple class. Now I'm going to initialize this class to access this. That is creating an object of a class. How I'm going to do it? So as usual, as the programming language, how you are using, I'm going to use a new keyword to create an object to the class. Okay, creating an object of a class using a new keyword. Let me explain this. So creating object, right, of class using new keyword, right? We can create object to the class to access. Syntax is let object name, right, of class name and parameters, if any, as part of a constructor. So new keyword is used for instantiating the object. Right side of the expression invokes the constructor which can pass values. For example, in our case, let, right, obj equal to new of student. That's what the class name we have created. For this, A constructor is expecting, right, some parameters in this case, right? We have to, right, give some values. 10 BRR. Okay. An object initialization can be, right, uh, done based on the constructor you are going to create it. Okay. So this can be done using constructor, or you can directly declare and then you initialize, right? Using new keyword. There are different ways of, initializing or creating an object. That's up to the way you are creating your class. Okay. So now I'm going to, compile this using a TypeScript compiler, right? Go back to this area. So now I'm going to instantiate then, right? Let obj equal to new of student. It is throwing an exception because it has some constructor. We have to pass parameters as expected, right? That's how I'm going to do. Then I'm going to invoke the function. That is the function I'm going to invoke so that it will return the value. Once the value is returned, right, I'm going to print that using console.log. Okay, let me go back to your command prompt and see how it is going to, compile this. TypeScript compiler, right? Class demo ts. It's fine. Node dot class demo dot js. You can see student ID, right? 10 student name BRR. And you can see the JS file is created like this way. Where student class is so and so, and this is a function I'm going to create it. Okay, this is the constructor inside of the class I'm having it, and which is as in initializing my fields. Okay, this is how you are going to create a classes in TypeScript and can see the purpose of using class. The structure is same, and I'm going to use this structure for other patients, other information. Like I want to pass one more student details, right? Okay, this is something object one. I'm going to print this using this particular stuff. Now you go back and again compile this. Now execute this. Now you can see this is second student details. That's how you're going to utilize this entire structure for different data. That is reusing of the component. Okay. I hope you understood the class concept and types. So thanks for listening to this video, and please subscribe this channel for more videos for TypeScript. Thank you.